Have you ever imagined waking up one morning speaking with an accent you've never learned? This is the incredible true story of George, an ordinary American man whose life took an unexpected turn after a terrible car accident. George was an everyday guy with a simple life. He loved his family, enjoyed watching sports, and had a steady job. But one day on his way home from work, he was involved in a severe car accident that changed everything. He suffered a major head injury and slipped into a deep coma. Doctors weren't sure if he would survive, and his family spent weeks by his bedside hoping for a miracle. Finally, after weeks of uncertainty, George woke up. At first, everyone was overjoyed. He could move, he could see, he could hear. But when he started to speak, his family was stunned. His words were clear, but his accent was completely different. George, who had never left the United States, was suddenly speaking English with what sounded like a strong Chinese accent. Doctors were baffled. They ran countless tests, brain scans, and neurological exams to understand what had happened. Eventually, they diagnosed George with a rare condition called foreign accent syndrome, a strange disorder that occurs when a part of the brain that controls speech is damaged. The person still speaks their native language fluently, but their pronunciation changes so dramatically that it sounds like they have a foreign accent. Foreign accent syndrome is extremely rare. Fewer than 100 cases have ever been documented worldwide. Some people develop it after strokes, head injuries, or severe migraines. For George, the accident had damaged a part of his brain that affected how his mouth and tongue moved when he spoke. So even though he was saying the same words, the way he formed sounds had changed. At first, George hoped the accent would go away. He worked with speech therapists for months trying to regain his original way of speaking, but no matter how hard he tried, the accent stayed. Some days it sounded stronger than others, but it never completely disappeared. This unexpected change affected George's life in ways he never imagined. Some people didn't believe him. They thought he was faking it or putting on an act. Strangers would ask him where he was from, and when he explained his story, many were skeptical. Even friends and family needed time to get used to the new George. George struggled with his identity. He felt like he had lost a part of himself, his own voice. The one he'd known all his life was gone, replaced by something unfamiliar. He worried about how people saw him and whether he would ever feel normal again. But over time, George learned to accept his new voice. He realized that what mattered most was that he had survived. He began to share his story with the world, hoping to raise awareness about foreign accent syndrome and help others who might face the same challenges. He appeared in interviews, podcasts, and news stories, talking openly about his experience and how it changed his life. Today, George's story reminds us how fragile and mysterious the human brain is. One moment, everything can change, and we have to find new ways to adapt and move forward. Imagine waking up tomorrow and suddenly sounding like someone from the other side of the world. How would you handle it? Would you embrace it or try to fight it? George's journey shows us that sometimes we have to accept the unexpected and find strength in our new reality. So what do you think about George's incredible story? Have you ever heard of foreign accent syndrome before? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your friends if you found it as fascinating as we do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more unbelievable true stories just like this one.